5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is up, everyone? It's been a while. Hey, look, Greg, we're back.
Oh my god, we're back.
Greg we got a few emails from Greg while we were off saying, like, pretty much, what the heck, where are you all? But we're here. I'm Judge James.
I'm Judge Evie.
This is Living for Crits, the first show of 2022.
Yep. And
sorry, it's been kind of busy. We got a lot going on. Little illness going around. Nothing that was COVID, though. Go figure.
COVID.
We've had multiple bugs come through the house, and we have no positive tests. So that's good, right?
Oh my god, we twinned on saying that's good.
It also means that we can still get COVID because everything else we've gotten has not been COVID. So you just happen to catch everything, unless I have heard that the Omicron is tougher to test for, I guess. So yes, we are back and everything. And tonight's show is about just our I guess we're back. Back from break. And just talk about what's going on, which is not a lot. You'd think it was more exciting, but I guess we should.
Tea's really hot.
Is it? We both have tea. We have tea ahead of time.
Why would you put that on the show notes?
What? What did I put in the show notes? Oh, that? We'll get to that.
Flashbacks.
If Evie moved her head, you could kind of see we have the shelf Anomicon is up. Like right there, you can see our shelfies of holding from Goodman Games are out. We got 7 of them. I was worried we got too many and we couldn't fit all of our modules in them. That was wrong. They all fit. In fact, I have only a little bit of room left, and I think I need about one more. Great thing from Goodman, if you haven't gotten your rewards yet, and you want to know how the scale of them, they do fit in a calyx.
They do. And
4 of them perfectly fit in one calyx cube. I did not see this. Wait, Peril on the Purple Planet is being reprinted? I did not know that. Wait, why am I behind on the news? How do I not know this stuff?
How are you so
I've been
behind?
busy.
How are you so behind?
I've been busy. It's been crazy.
I knew that.
Did you? You did not. You had no idea. You had no idea it was being reprinted.
I knew that.
All right, before we go into our update and all of our news stuff, let's do some Judge Evie Presides.
We have thing?
One question.
Question. And a bunch of emails from Greg. Such as...
A lot of emails from Greg saying, where are you guys at?
2, actually. They were nice, though.
They are nice.
We're back to schedule.
Hey, look, I think it's cool people are asking where we're at.
Exactly. Thanks, Greg.
So why are you shaming him for questions?
I'm not.
You are. You're question shaming Greg.
Emails,
All right, let's do the questions. Judge Evie Presides. This is the part where you can send your questions to dccjudgeevie@gmail.com. Even though Judge Evie doesn't play DCC anymore.
Not true.
When was your last DCC game?
I don't know.
When was your last role-playing game?
Saturday?
Which was when?
2 days ago?
No. Try again.
Oh, it was yesterday.
Yesterday. And was it DCC?
No.
No. Okay. So, there you go.
Busy too.
Your email should be Demon Lord Evie instead of DCC Judge.
Busy. I'm in a show right now.
All right, whatever. Just go ahead and read the questions.
I have no free time. Actually, rehearsal just got canceled for yesterday.
For yesterday?
No, I mean for
tomorrow. Great. Rehearsal was canceled back in time. Go figure how that happens. Amazing how time works. I did get someone who asked me a question on Discord about where the sign went. I saw that question pop up, and it's actually on when you come down the stairs now, where it should be. The Walls Dungeon Tavern sign is now when you come down the stairs. It's right there. Something will go here. We just don't know what it's going to be.
It's going to be a huge picture of me.
It's not going to be that.
Just of me.
It's not.
Like a self-portrait.
It's not going to be that.
I didn't draw myself.
I don't know. Did Brian send questions? Who sent the questions? Steven.
Look, it even has the PH makes a V sound.
Oh wow! So it's not from Brian. No, Brian. No questions from you. You have to hit him next week. There's Keith. What's up, Keith?
Hi guys.
Hello to Canada. All right.
Read the questions.
All right, read the questions.
Mothership Strikes Back. Steven Murrow.
Mothership Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. That's a great question. That's a great comment. Or a great title.
Hey guys.
Mothership's freaking awesome.
I'm literally reading it.
I'm sorry.
Disrespectful.
I'm gonna do my Queen's Gambit rest.
Why?
That's what she does in Queen's Gambit. She like sits like this.
But like why?
I don't know because.
No, but why are you doing it?
I don't know. Read the question.
Hey guys, so recently I saw that you got rid of all your Star Wars RPG books.
Not all of them, just all the ones that are like the. Go ahead. I'm sorry. There's still a few left, but they're not. It's all the old Star Wars stuff, like not any of the new Fantasy Flight stuff. That's all gone.
Did you ever play it? Did you like it? If yes to either of those things, what made you get rid of it? Do you ever worry about wanting to play it again? Or did you... Oh. Or did you just order this? Abilities considered unnatural via at Kickstarter link. And decided that will fulfill the itch. Dash Steven. The PH makes a V sound.
Look at that, Jazubi. Someone figured out how to actually properly pronounce Steven because it's their name.
It looks like Stefan.
All right. Well,
How do you pronounce Stefan?
Stefan is Stephan or S.
Those are so similar.
Or Stefan, like
No,
Stefan
why would
from the DCC crew.
His name was an F.
And Keith just played chess today, and Brown sent us some questions next week.
Chess.
Okay, lots of
chess.
unpacking of this question here. First off, yes, we as a family have played several times. We played Edge of the Empire, which I had. I had a giant stack of Fantasy Flight Star Wars stuff, and yes, I sold all of it. I still have Sons of Fortune because no one bought that. But if you want my copy of Sons of Fortune, I will sell it to you for half the cover price. It has not been touched. And I'll ship it to you media mail, and it can be yours. Just let me know if you want Sons of Fortune. Everything else sold except for that. I hated the dice. What did you think, Judge Evie?
The dice sucked.
So that's how we felt about that.
They didn't suck. I just was confused.
I think that, and we ever played the Star Wars Rebellion board game? No, we have not. No. We've played a lot of X-Wing. Judge Evie and I played a good bit of X-Wing together. Your hair is a disaster right now. You look like...
No, I just did it, but it hasn't settled down yet, so it's kind of having a haywire. Because I just curled it.
You look like the mom
and
from...
so it hasn't...
You look like Al Bundy's wife.
What? It hasn't calmed down yet. So I just needed to tame itself, because I did it an hour
Do you remember
ago.
playing... You were what? It was 2016.
That was...
It was 2016 you played that campaign.
6 years ago.
No, it was 5 years ago.
No,
it was November 2016.
Well, you said 2016.
Yeah, so Judge Evie played it when she was all of 10 years old. And you were Low Rick, right? You were Low Rick the Wookiee. Wookiee Stuffy. We really did try playing it.
He needs to shut up.
We were okay at playing the basic boxes, but any of the other stuff was just too in depth. It was so crunchy, and I was so into DCC and Cypher at the time, and Star Wars. I'm sorry, Savage Worlds. They all seemed so much easier, so I just didn't like it. Pull the question back up. I want to read the question.
But this group chat won't shut up.
Star Wars D6 by West End Games. It's where it's at. I agree. I still have several books from Star Wars D6. I did sell a lot of that a few years ago, a few years, 20 years ago. I sold it when I was in college. Sadly, I regret selling that stack.
How could you regret that?
Because that was I
regret that. How could you do that?
Because I was an idiot.
Yeah, I agree.
But I do have the revised edition of that still, and the Pirates and Privateers, my favorite source book for the West End Games version. And I have a few of the D20 books left still from the Star Wars D20 stuff. But that's it. I don't need that stuff. I've never had a successful campaign in Star Wars. I'm always... Actually, my favorite Star Wars games I've run in recent years were DCC Star Wars that I ran at GaryCon 2017 and Gen Con 2017. And Judge Evie co-GM'd that when the I did the Stormtrooper funnel, where it was with Matt, the radar technician. It was based on the Saturday Night Live sketch.
I love Matt.
Remember with Kylo Ren was as Matt, the radar technician?
Yeah.
So that was my favorite version of Star Wars that I run, and it was a DCC game, so one-shot. My Stormtrooper funnel. I don't have much of a desire to go back, and I don't really like to run games I don't know, you hurt my foot.
I'm sorry.
In universes that have
Deeply
that
sorry.
much depth to them, because I don't know, it's just that kind of
So much depth.
well, you know what I mean, like to have it in someone else's. There are some worlds that there's a lot of room to build in, like Numenera. There's a lot of empty space to play with. Star Wars is such a defined setting. As to the so will have no regret to haven't played it in years, and I have a process of how I'm going to address game purchases in 2022. I needed to sell it, and I'll tell you about that in a second. Or did I just order this? The ability is considered unnatural. Yes, I did kickstart abilities considered unnatural at a pretty high level to get pretty much everything for it. And I kickstarted Mothership. And I would take Mothership any day of the week over any of the Star Wars games, including the D6 Star Wars game. In fact, Judge Evie, we're going to be playing Mothership in a few weeks, right? Yeah, so with Eli and Finn when Finn comes into town. So I'm playing Mothership on Wednesdays now as a player, which is crazy. So yeah, I'm in love with Mothership right now, and I feel that I don't mind touching on some of the tropes of Star Wars and having some of the flavor of the space opera, but I don't want to play that universe anymore. I'm just not interested. Plus, again, I'm one of those folks that really, really, really don't like a lot of what happened in the last trilogy, especially the last two movies. And I really, really feel like Star Wars has been beaten to death. Like, I haven't even watched. I've watched the first episode of Boba Fett. I might watch more of it. I'm just Star Warsed out. I'm Marveled out too.
Dang.
I mean, I just am.
I mean, I want to see the new Spider-Man movie.
We'll watch that. I mean, but I mean, there's just so much crap they keep putting out with this stuff.
That's true.
Now, Peacemaker is where it's at. I enjoyed Peacemaker.
I don't know what that is.
We're watching it right now.
What's it, that weird show you guys have been watching?
Oh yeah, with Eagly. Yep. Brian
is that
says.
the one with John Cena?
Yeah. True. Running a game in a very established
Catching
property like
software?
Star Wars, yes, can be tough if you end up with lore police as players, spending time arguing about what is or what is not canon rather than playing. And Gordon says, to be honest, I only consider the original trilogy and the holiday special to be canon. Good point in the holiday special.
Holiday special's amazing.
Oh, actually, my DCC adventures at GaryCon, besides the one that was based on Saturday Night Live, the other one was based on that Han Solo was killed, Luke Skywalker was a bad guy, and I just totally retconned all of that. So
I remember that.
All right. So anyway, that's the Just TV Presides. Thank you so much for the question, Stephen. It was a good question, and I will be happy to talk more about Mothership as 2022 goes on.
And now I will say your name right.
And now we're going to go into just some of the stuff that we've done in the last a little over almost a month and a half. It's been since December 12th.
Really?
Yeah, we came. Our last episode of Living for Crits was when your mom did the show because of PAX Unplugged.
Oh.
And that's the last time we've talked to anyone.
Dang.
And since that time, the big thing we did in the middle was what?
The first thing?
Yeah. Yes. What was the big thing we did in the middle?
We went to Disney.
We went to Disney World for a bunch of days.
Yeah.
We were there for Christmas, and it was interesting.
It was interesting.
It was definitely interesting.
I got sick halfway through.
Did you get sick? Again, not with COVID.
Not COVID.
Halfway through it, and we had the whole issue of being very weird to be in a public place like that for that long.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it was odd.
It's really going insane.
Your hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look straight at the camera.
It needs to
There's
die
something
down.
going there.
Because usually it's fatter, but it has too much not
What?
even volume. It's just too
Quiet or busy? You mean Gray? If you mean Disney World, it was busy as hell. I mean, it was packed full of people. It wasn't as crowded as Disney World in Christmas 2019. So our last trip to Disney had been Christmas 2019.
Yeah.
What
Wasn't as bad as that because there was less people.
Right. One thing we didn't do this year, at least not quite the same way, is we've typically always played some kind of game at Disney World. The whole reason, or one of the impetus for us having a channel and I had the blog and all this stuff was when my blog took off in 2014 after we played when Judge Evie was only 9 years old. We played Numenera at Disney, and I blogged about it.
I wasn't 9. I was 8.
You were 9. It was
2014?
2024. It was 2014.
I was 8.
You were gonna be. Oh, you were 8. I'm sorry. You actually were 7. because you ate that summer. Crap.
Dang.
Anyway, we didn't do any gaming at Disney this year. We really didn't do any of that crap. I brought my Switch, and I played some Dragon Quest XI, which I'm still working on. But there was no other gaming. We just didn't do it. It was a very weird trip for us. So, yeah. I have a lot of opinions on how that Lightning Lane Genie Plus garbage works. I'll say that. I got a lot of opinions on that.
I have good and bad opinions.
You didn't pay $15 per person per day for it.
That's true. My opinions come more from actually doing it than paying for it.
You have a question of Gen Con 2022. I don't know. I didn't sign up for anything for Gen Con 2022. So
I kind of forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that. We'll see. Live cons in general still. I don't know. I just can't relax. I can't chill.
You know what a good con would be?
What would a good con be?
Save Against Fear.
Save Against Fear would be great. You know? We're getting a howdy y'all from K-Melion.
Howdy.
Howdy y'all. Howdy yins. Howdy yous.
Yous guys.
What else? What other things happened over the break? Ungaming related, we could talk about Judge Evie's binge watching of classic movies.
Like, I've watched, like...
Judge Evie has really started watching a lot of classic movies. Very classic movies. Like, what movies have you watched, Judge Evie, during the holidays and in the last 3 weeks? What classic movies have you been watching?
I think... Well, I watched She's All That because I watched He's All That.
She watched She's All That, which started the classic movie marathon, which also included Scream.
Oh my god, don't get me started.
Which she can't talk about.
Because Mom was like, someone needs to watch the Scream movie, so they're prepared to watch the new one with me. That movie gave me nightmares.
You know at the end it's such a lame thing. It's just like Skeet stabbing people.
That's so scary.
Spoilers, sorry.
But the dude is scary.
He is creepy.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't give you nightmares.
And then, no, because I watched that.
I'm getting woozy here.
I went to go, like, get ready for bed, and I was so terrified the dude would just appear out of my, like, shower curtain.
Skeet Ulrich is going to show up?
No, just like...
With the mask.
Okay, but
with
like...
the mask.
There's, like, 3 other movies. You can't tell me they're all Skeet.
It's all Skeet.
He died.
He's just all the time.
So he can't just be in all of the movies, which means there's more than just Skeet. I hate that movie.
What other series are you watching right now of classic cinema?
We're watching the next one tonight.
I don't know. It's up to your mom. What are you watching?
She said we're watching the last one tonight.
So Judge Evie is watching all of the American Pie movies. So she's seen the first American Pie 1 and 2 and American Wedding so far, and she's excited to watch American Reunion.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What's your thing with the American Pie movies?
I don't know, they're interesting. I thought the first one was kind of boring.
I gotta say this, it's really uncomfortable sitting in the same room as Judge Evie watching American Pie. What other classical pieces of cinema have you watched? Besides, you went and binge watched all of Sex and the City last year.
And now we're watching...
Now you're watching the...
We finished the movies over...
You watched the movies.
It's so sad that I finished it.
There is no Sex and the City RPG.
Not yet.
Not your 4 classes are Charlotte, Samantha, Carrie, and Miranda. They're your classes.
And like your encounters can be all the boyfriends. Like
there you go.
Big is like can be the boss because he
always
comes back.
Stat up, Mr. Big.
Stat up, Aiden. Stat up, Steve.
I'm Steve.
Poor
Steve. All right. All right, so that's our cinema watching, which has nothing to do with gaming. Some gaming stuff we can talk about. We can talk a little bit about. So I said I was in a mothership campaign, so that's still going. If you go to our Twitter account, or my Twitter account at I Live for Crits, you'll see I am playing as Alistair, the android, the world's creepiest android. I'm trying to make the other players kind of uncomfortable. Like Alistair's big thing is whenever he finds a dead body. He goes, checks their wallet, and he pulls out old photos from there, and he'll say, "It's my cousin," or "It's my sister." Why is this in here?
Is this the photograph guy?
Yeah. So and he and his room on the starship has collages of stock art all over the place, and he's cut his face into it. Not his real face, but he's cut pictures of his face into it. So we're gonna be playing Dying Hard at Hardlight Station. We finished Bloom last year, so that's Dying Hard next. Did we ever see What We Do in the Shadows? Yes,
That show's so
I have seen the
boring.
movie and all 2 or 3 seasons of the show. Judge Evie does not like them,
I think they're
so
boring.
I think it's awesome. I think it's show's
I think
fantastic.
they're boring.
But so Mothership's going on. I'm one adventure away from finishing all of the DCC or the all of Mutant Crawl Classics modules. So they'll have all of those done, and I have more. I have what 32 DCC and MCC modules left to finish of the stash that I have. And yesterday we played. Well, actually, this month we played 2 sessions of Demon Lord.
This month?
This month in January we played
Oh,
twice
yeah.
so far. So we are back to gaming
We
and
are.
with some our friends Cody and Shannon and Judge Evie's
We're back.
your rogue your Cambion rogue
Yeah,
apostate
my grave robber self.
your grave robber is
Yeah.
still going strong, hasn't died yet. Almost died. We played
I've died before, man.
yesterday was with the moon, was it Moon Tower?
That was so confusing. I think I overthought it.
There is a I think it's called the Moon Tower, the Moon Crystal Tower or something. It's one of the adventures
It's all
in Tales of the
puzzly.
Demon Lord in the story arc. And it's a really really hard adventure. They're at level 4 so far, so they're expert level adventures. And it was you go into a tower, and every exit of a room is a portal, but it's random and it switches around. And I always have a hard time with modules that have rooms that change. Like for me, the first module I ever saw, or adventure I ever saw that had that was something called Ex Libris, which was in the old dungeon magazines, and it had rooms that moved all around. The dungeon changed, but for the players, it's really hard to figure out where you are if you don't know how things are moving. And this is one of those adventures. We played it over 2 sessions, and you guys really lucked out towards the end of getting through that thing. It was just sort of by accident and one gift from the GM to get you through that adventure. But so far, that campaign's going well.
It is.
Brian says, makes you want to get into a Demon Lord game. Love the core rulebook. We have all of the printed books for that, or all the books that can be printed. I still say that with when it comes to Demon Lord, like if you want a D&D alternative and maybe DCC's just too much random for you, I still think the Shadow of the Demon Lord game is completely top notch and like right up there in terms of quality. Different kind of game, different kind of experience. But if you want to try something that's a bit bleak and horror filled, that's a good game. I don't know. You can't do a Scream, but you can play Shadow of the Demon Lord with all the
That's
creepy,
scary.
like what I'm discussing and
Yeah,
stuff.
because there's not a dude with a mask floating around.
No, but I'm like, you guys come across like there were the flowers made with fingers, and people were eating the finger flowers.
That's less scary.
Okay.
Like, it's scarier than that.
I think the only other thing that I have to share is like, so I did say I sold my Star Wars books kind of for a reason. I'm doing something a little different in 2022. I'm trying. It's a personal mission. I have a giant stack of books over here, as everyone can see when they look here, right? So a giant
see the
stack.
books?
And many of these books, the majority I actually have read, but there are quite a bit of them I haven't done anything with. Like, for instance, I own like all 4 of the main hardback Deadlands plot point campaigns, and have never run any of them. I own a lot of Numenera adventures. I haven't done anything with them. I still have 32 DCC modules to finish. I have every book for the Dragon Age RPG. I have all the Expanse stuff. I now have some of the Dune stuff. All this stuff I haven't played. So to keep myself on the straight and narrow of playing this stuff and not bolstering this collection without playing it down a bit, I'm doing an entertainment fast this year because it also has to do with books and novels. What was that?
It's an entertainment.
Yeah. So when it comes to novels and books, which I read every day, I'm reading Lord of the Rings for the first time because I never read Lord of the Rings. Before I can buy anything else buy any other books, I have to read what I have, and that's a rule I kind of put in place at the end of last year. I'm doing pretty well on that. I have enough books to get me through about halfway, about into the spring, maybe into the late spring, and then I'll need to go to the library and start getting books from there, I think. But I have a plan for this year. I think it's been kind of controversial in some ways. I'm not buying any game books this year, like any RPGs this year, unless I earn money through sale of something that's RPG related or doing something RPG related. Like I did a couple things last year that I was reimbursed for, So unless I have money coming in from that, alternatively, I have to sell parts of my collection to make the money to buy the stuff. So I'm doing a Kickstarter right now for Hull Breach, which is a Mothership Kickstarter, and I sold the Star Wars stuff, so I have enough money for Hull Breach, and I have enough money, I think, for DCC 100 when that comes out for that Kickstarter. But I don't plan on buying anything else. It also goes for video games. I have a stack of video games I have to play through, a pretty good list on that, of books to read, and well, it's like a virtual stack. A lot of it's on Steam, or it's on a Switch download.
I was just making stacks for each thing.
And I do have that rule for minis also. I'm not going to buy any minis until I've painted quite a bit. I get it that it's kind of a joke that gamers can't do it. So because I'm always going to get challenging myself, I'm following that rule. And I am following that rule for video games. So I have a list I'm playing. The thing is, I have a lot of games I have to finish that are pretty darn good games I'm excited for. Like I still haven't played Hades. I still haven't played Witcher 3. I played the first two Witcher. I just finished Witcher 2 last year. But I really want to get through this stuff and I don't want to buy stuff, just to have it sit on a shelf and never play it. So I think that it's I'm living in a house with someone whose job is to sell gaming products. That's Jen's job. I have to be careful how I say this, but I do worry that I think a lot of us are out there buying a lot of things, but that money can be spent probably in better ways for ourselves. At work, I often say to keep our inventories low. What I do for work, I don't want to, if I'm getting stuff from a supplier, from a distributor, I don't want to pay to put it on my shelves for them. Like, why am I buying? I'll buy it later. So the good thing is, unless it was really rare, like I don't need to buy that thing now. I'm also trying to limit, the number of systems I'm playing with. But I am stuck to DCC. That's for sure. There's a lot of good DCC coming out, though. I'll say that. So anyway, we'll see how I do with that. I have a tracking system for it. I know I paid $0 so far this month on gaming stuff, and that hasn't been offset by the sale of stuff. So if I have stuff to sell, I've been mentioning on Twitter, actually pretty well selling through Twitter, so I might just keep doing that. I'm on the fence of selling DCC modules I've finished. Like, there's a lot of mods I would never let go of, but there's a few. There's a few I could get rid of because I just won't play them again.
Sad.
Why?
Collection.
But,
Look at the collection.
but what's the point of the collection if
you
you're
don't
never
play
going to play it again? I don't play modules more than once. I also don't play video games more than once. I should note that too. I don't play
What's the
games
point
more
of
than
playing
once.
a video game more than once? There's like no point.
So, we have some comments here. Sanjin13 said I should have limited my systems a few years ago. I don't get Savage World stuff anymore. I mean, again, I have so many things for Savage Worlds. I'm not actively playing the game. That's just something right there. I almost sold some of that stuff, but I invested a lot of money in that, and I feel like I need to finish some of those plot point campaigns. Greg said, I'm trying to stay with Savage Worlds and Blades in the Dark. We'll see how that goes. And then Knight5150 said, I only started checking Sarah the Demon Lord out a few months ago. Amazed at the system and plan using this rule set for my next campaign in Fantasy Grounds. You will have a really good time. I have quite a few autographed books in the Savage World stuff. I think the problem is with Savage Worlds, most of my long-term campaigns have been online, and I always had a hard time playing Savage Worlds online because those cards and dice really do fit best in person. I think my longest-running campaign with Savage Worlds was actually playing with Cooper a couple years ago when we played Deadlands. We played quite a few games together. Anyway, all right, well, the last thing I'll say, because we're kind of running over a little bit here, is we are looking for more topics for 2022. And we are looking for topics that aren't just like DCC related. You put other games, especially since Demon Lord is Judge Evie's game of choice at the moment. That's the game we play the most. Question here. Speaking of Demon Lord, this is from Knight5150. How hard do you think it would be to convert stuff from other systems like DCC into Demon Lord? I don't think it's too hard. I mean, I would convert it on the fly. Like if I think that you could really easily. I mean, I don't know.
I think it wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, you could really easily take monsters from Demon Lord, and there's every basic monster trope's already in there. Um, Shadow of the Demon Lord is by Robert Schwab, so Schwab Entertainment. It's not Onyx Path. Um, Demon Lord also has its own sort of zero level adventure. So you start as a zero level character in Demon Lord, so it's not a funnel per se, but you are weak. But you could easily convert pretty much anything over to Demon Lord. I would just say on the fly. It would not be hard. The one thing is, if you're doing it, something that has a lot of magical items. Demon Lord does not do a lot with magic items. Like magic items should be like have a major drawback if you're going to use it. Like Jen has this magic sword. Her wizard has a magic sword that she could pump a ton of damage into it, but she has to trade insanity into the damage. She has to pay with her own mind to cause the damage. So do an extra 46 damage, fantastic. But you're going to also take 4 insanity doing it. Is it worth it? So yeah, I love Demon Lord. Demon Lord's fantastic for that short campaign. Like we are 10 sessions in, we're halfway through the campaign, and this might be my second full time running a campaign in it. I'm approaching having run 30 sessions of it, and I really, really like it. So, but yeah, we're looking for topics for this year, and we're hoping to...
You can email them to me.
You can email them to dccjudgeev@gmail.com.
Along with questions.
Kickstarter shoutouts, I will put this in the notes. So the Hull Breach Volume 1 Mothership Kickstarter. It's the third-party publisher for Mothership, and this is a lot of extra tidbits for the game, including one of the add-ons is like legal horror. So if you want to get your players locked into contracts, like you could actually print or pull out contracts for the players to sign for their characters, and their characters have to owe money and get into predatory loans and things like that. So legal horror sounds pretty cool to me. But I'll put that Kickstarter in. That one's blown up also, just like the original Mothership Kickstarter blew up.
They're like Tom Nook.
They're like Tom Nook. Tom Nook the RPG.
Yeah.
No Road Crew shoutouts right now. I know we're talking about what we're going to do this year. We still have not decided. I have not signed up for anything else at this point. I have not submitted anything for Gen Con. I'm not going to Gary Con. So I think Romance of the Cyclops Con is the next online con of my birthday weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. And where can people find us, Judge Evie?
They can find us at I Live for Crits on Twitter, Living for Crits on Instagram.
Which we don't use.
I actually was going to use it today.
But you didn't.
But I forgot.
You didn't.
And search Living for Crits on YouTube.
So until next time, be safe, be healthy, and be kind. And my outro ASMR is just gonna be welcome back.
What should I do?
I don't know what you're gonna do. Do whatever you want to do. You do you, kid. What's in your necklace? La Soleil. It's like a tarot card.
Tarot card.
Nice. Do your thing.
I'm trying to think what to say.
Whatever.
Don't watch the original Scream movie.
What?
Don't watch it. It's terrifying.
Good night, everybody.
Night.